Right on 746, actually closer to 747, and 972-5481. Keep that number handy. We want to talk to you. But on the phone this morning, we have the leader of the Patriot Prayer Group, Joey Gibson, with us this morning. Good morning, Joey.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Before we start, we have so many descriptions of these groups. We want you to describe, what is Patriot Prayer?
Patriot Prayer is a group that's trying to promote people to use their faith in God to fight for freedom. We don't judge people. We don't really care what your beliefs are. We'll work with anybody, but we really got to bring freedom back into this culture. And it's also really important to encourage people to get involved at a local level.
What's your definition, personally, of far right, a far right group? Do you guys qualify?
No, I don't know what far right is because I'm pretty moderate, right? Like, freedom is moderate. Freedom is in the middle, right? It's not about Republican. It's not about Democrat. It's about keeping our government as small as possible, right? It's the right to do and say whatever you want without hurting other people.
So when you're described as far right, do you think that the intent is to discredit you guys a little bit?
Absolutely, because what's crazy is they don't ever mention anything that I say that's far right. For example, we have $3,000 bounty out there if anyone has any evidence of hate speech on my part. $3,000. Okay, for 2 years, not one person has even tried to bring anything to me, like not one example. I've never heard one complaint.
Well, we hope to draw it out of you on the phone today because we need the money. So
split it with me.
Yeah, well, that's right. Half a kickback. There you go. Look, we appreciate your time this morning, and more than that, even we appreciate honesty and the facts and getting to the bottom of the real story, and that's why we wanted to hear from you. And I understand that your roots trace back to Central Washington University. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Psychology.
Right on.
All right.
You and me both. I didn't get my degree from Central, but I have a degree in psychology, so you and I can talk higher level thinking here as the morning goes on. We'll leave Lance in the dust here.
I was going to say, me and Jackson will just kind of sit over here in the corner, okay?
All right. So let me ask you this, though. How do you guys fit into the national picture? I mean, this country really is divided. You say that you're all about trying to promote everybody being able to say and do what they want. So do you see Antifa and groups like that as the bad guys and that you have to stand up to them?
No, not necessarily. I don't see Antifa as the bad guys. I see them as pawns that are they're being used and they're being played and they're being manipulated by the media, by people at the top. My concern is the politicians, the media, the establishment, actual facilities and bars and organizations that are protecting them, that are fundraising for them. Because what they want to do, here's the thing. Okay, here's what's happening right now. There's this huge communist movement in this country right now. Some people see it, some people don't. I see it because of what I've been through. The thing about communism is it's hard to sell to the people, right? It's like, hey, put these chains on, we want to control everything you do. It's really hard to sell that. Compared to the message of freedom, it's such a beautiful message, you can't argue against it. So what they have to do is they have to shut you up, right? They don't want every single freedom fighter out there, they get labeled racist, white supremacists, and all that. So what they do is if you want to go out and have a rally in some of these liberal states, they'll have the police stand down, the local mayors will be, the media will call you white supremacists, and that way a bunch of people will come in and beat you up and chase you out of town.
Wow. Well, and you were what? Did you go to court or were you arrested that Friday before the rally?
So May 1st, 2000, this year, I went down to a bar called Cider Riot in Portland because I knew that they were having an event. They were literally co-hosting. They were publicly co-hosting and fundraising for Rose City Antifa, okay, the most infamous Antifa in the country, total terrorist organization, right? So I wanted everyone to know. So I'll go down there, and they're all out in the patio, about 50 or 80 people wearing masks, drinking beers, smoking cigarettes. And so I just went, stood on the sidewalk, and they assaulted me multiple times. I got pepper sprayed. They spit on me. Really? I just did it so I can get it on film, was there 30 minutes and left. Now, a day before that huge rally on Saturday, they charged me with a felony, with rioting. So I turned myself in. Guess how many people they charged of Antifa that was insulting me?
Yeah, zero probably. Yeah, zero. Yeah. Amazing. What's going on? Is this just Portland, or do you think this would be the reaction of states across America to Antifa?
So this is what's important for people to understand. When we go into Portland to highlight what's going on in Portland, we want the rest of the country to know that your city is either going to be that way if we don't take a stand right now, or it is close to that bad. You just haven't challenged it. No one would know how bad Portland was if people didn't challenge it. Same thing with Berkeley. Berkeley in 2017, we kept challenging it because Berkeley is just as bad as Portland. Like, it's bad. I don't know if you guys remember when Milo went to UC Berkeley and they tried to burn down the whole campus. The police just stood down.
Yeah.
So we kept hitting that. You know, a lot of us bled. A lot of us took beatings. Till finally there was so much national attention. After August 2017, the mayor finally decided to enforce the law. And ever since then, every single time someone comes in, Milo went back in, Ben Shapiro went back in, I went back in several times, there was no violence. So the problem can be solved if people are motivated, but people have to be motivated. So you have to challenge it. You have to look at the city you live in, see what's going on there, and you got to challenge it. That's the only way. You have to challenge it.
Wow.
Well, I tell you, what's the situation of your case now? I mean, you kind of turned yourself in for the earlier event. You've sort of been lumped in. I was reading an article this morning about this most recent day. What's the status of your case? Will you have to have a trial or what?
I went to court on Monday. They delayed my arraignment until Tuesday. So we'll see what's going to happen. The truth is every single lawyer that I've talked to judges, I've talked to police officers, because a lot of people have reached out. They're upset about what's going on here. The charge for writing clearly states that you have to commit some act of violence. You have to commit an act of violence. And for people who know me, or for people who don't know me in sport, for people to understand, I believe in nonviolent resistance. I've been beaten several times. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fighter. Like, I love football. You know, I like to fight my friends and stuff, but I made a commitment to God on the streets. I won't fight back. So I literally was assaulted, and they're going to charge me for that. So I'm not going to plead guilty to anything, right? So I assume they're not going to back down. So we'll go to trial.
Right on. And you got video.
Oh, there's tons of video from like 20 different cameras.
Yeah.
You know, these people, media can't get enough of this in Portland. So.
Oh, wow. So, by the way, KIT News Time is 7:54. We're talking with Patriot Prayer leader Joey Gibson. Joey, do you? I kind of know where you're coming from on this one, but do you believe that Antifa should be considered a terrorist organization, domestic terrorist organization?
I get that question a lot.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the implication of that. What I want to happen is I want people to be getting arrested, and I want mayors to be investigated because they're complicit. I want to know who's funding them. That's what I want to know, and I want the problem to be taken care of. That's what I know. And it's conservatives and moderates, the moderate left. If they don't care enough, nothing will happen. You need to write letters to your Congress, you know, to your senator, write it to President Trump, write it to whoever you got to. But something has to be done, because if we don't take care of this problem, it's gonna be in your backyard.
I mean, you
can't wait.
You make it sound like they I mean, you think the governor is the governor of Portland? I mean, excuse me, of Oregon backing Antifa?
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So the state, the senator in Oregon. I know you're talking about the governor, but the senator in Oregon, after I went down to Cider Riot, was attacked by Antifa. So this bar is basically Antifa Central. The very next day, Senator Wyden goes into that bar, takes a picture, and thanks the owner for standing against hatred.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So it's unbelievable.
Wow.
And none of these people will call out Antifa. You know, the governor of Oregon will not call out Antifa. No politician will.
Yeah, and no, I mean, even in the stories this morning, it's really pointing to the far right, you know, that caused the problems. What can people do? I mean, what would you like people? You know, I know you got a Facebook page. You've got a web page as well.
Yes, I have a web page. GibsonForFreedom.com.
Okay.
One of the best things to do is sign up on the email list, because they're censoring me so much. So you can get emails from me, and you can kind of keep up on the case, keep up on what I'm doing. And also another thing that we're doing is we're going around to different counties in Washington State, different cities. We're trying to get people to push their city council or their county level to start passing ordinances to protect the Constitution at a local level. It's very important. Okay, we can't allow mob rule like 1639. Okay, to take over our Constitution in Washington State.
Yeah, right on. Good stuff.
What about the white nationalist movement, white supremacists? Where do you guys stand on them? Do you call them out?
Oh, absolutely. Here's what I do. First of all, I don't see this white supremacist movement everyone's talking about. Like, I'm looking everywhere for them, okay?
That's a good point, because a lot of people are saying that, for all the rhetoric, where are they? Exactly.
Where are they? Okay, imagine this.
Amazing.
If there was 1,000 Nazis running through the streets beating up the left for their speech, I would stand against them in a heartbeat, right? But they're not there. They're not doing it. There's 1,000 Antifa beating up the right.
Yeah.
But I stand against hatred. That's what people don't understand. It's weird. These people are so obsessed with racism that they justify acting like a racist towards me, right? They justify their hatred against me because they claim that I'm racist. I'm against their hatred. I'm against hatred on the right, the left, anyone. Like, we have to respect one another.
God, I just, as you're speaking, I put up a post to tell people to listen in and to what you have to say. And one person says, "Help spread the hate, KIT." Joey, I've not heard.
Yeah,
I've not heard one.
Tell them to
thing.
collect the $3,000.
Yeah, where's the $3,000? Come on, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, E.B. Flanagan, who wrote us, "Help spread the hate, KIT." You got $3,000 waiting for you, and we'll give you the tape from today's radio program.
All I want is 10%.
Exactly. This is crazy. I didn't hear one bit of hate from you this morning, but wow, it's just amazing how people hear things. Wow. Well, Joey Gibson, keep up the good work, man.
One last question.
Yeah.
What part does prayer play in what you do, since it's in your name?
Yeah.
What part? Prayer? Oh, that's a major part of it. I mean, number one, I couldn't have made it this long and stay sane if it wasn't for my faith in God. And so we always pray at the rallies. I talk about God, all the time in every single speech. I don't force it down people's throats, but I think that God's being ripped out of this country. So it's very important that we ask him to come back.
That's right.
All right. Appreciate your time and your information.
Thank you.
Joey Gibson, leader of Patriot Prayer. Good conversation with him this morning.
I have to warn you, Joey, I'm really good at editing. So if I can get a $3,000 chopped up piece of audio, you'll be hearing from me.
No.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Joey.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Yeah, right on.